What's up, YouTube? This is the Brooklyn Bounce channel. I'm back with part 2 of chapter 18 of the book Anthony's Boy, The Prince of Bath Avenue. The true story of former Bonanno family hitman Joey Calco, written by Richard Stanley Kagan. I read the paper and remembered the days of my memories with Anthony Sparrow, and it is all just like it was all there like Teddy said it was. I keep the paper hidden in my hands. I pretend to burn the real paper from Anthony, but I figured I might need it again if somebody says I'm a rat for flipping on the family. We burned the fake paper in a private meeting from my attorney. We burned the fake paper in the private meeting room, and my attorney thinks that no one else will ever see it again. But I need it because I saw it myself, and if anybody ever asks me about why I became a rat, I'll only tell my family and close friends why, and that I'm not really a rat because the Don gave me the permission that I needed to flip and still be a man of respect. So they'll all know I ain't no rat. I got the paper in a safe place, and my family holds it for me, like they hold this stuff that Richie C. wrote in the book from all my notes and diary. I got permission from the Don to do what I had to do, and I had to do it or they were going to do it to me. But first my lawyer has to get me what is called blanket immunity for anything I say I ever did. Immunity for anything and all that might be considered wrong and illegal, or both. I did or may have done, or even I didn't do but they say I've done, like they're going to do to my innocent cousin Charlie. I got it, immunity, and I did it. I flipped like a pancake on a hot griddle. Now I know I'm too hot to handle. You gotta wear asbestos gloves to touch me. And I got the federal government protecting me now. I am a made man of the feds, and nobody can touch me. So I get my new name and birth certificate and driver's license and past history, which is as pure as driven snow. I open up a pizza joint in Palm Coast in Flagler County, Florida. Oh, and I did tell you I got married again, and with two already made kids who I love like they're my own. And I love my wife too, and my mom, and my dad, and my sisters, and my brother Charlie, who even though he's no longer with us anymore. I'm living on top of the world, and nobody can touch me because I got protection from the federal government for a change of life instead of them chasing me around all the time. I'm living on top of the world. I'm sorry, that was already done. Now I'm as good as gold, and Don Sparrow was right when he told me to start a new life. And I did. I took the Don's advice. He must have seen a lot of things coming down the pike. Then I hear things about the guys that got turned around by the feds, and it makes me thank God that I got out when I did, and no kid ever should think about getting involved with things that I did. My father, bless his soul, was right when he told me not to get involved with those guys who, even though they were friends, had kind of a brotherhood at the time called La Cosa Nostra and Omerta. It all just dissolved away into nothingness when everybody when everybody was looking to save their own asses and flipped on everybody else. Then I read the newspaper reports about me and my friends, and then I say to myself, what the hell did you ever get yourself into when you were a stupid kid? You stupid bastard. Were you crazy or something, or just plain stupid? Everything goes real good down here for me in sunny Florida. If I had grown up here, or even in sunny Castellamare del Golfino in Sicily, I would be surfing now, but it ain't so bad until those two bastards walked into my Goomba's Pizza in Coastal City one night in August 2006. One of those guys was a guy who had a warrant out for his arrest. In fact, both of them did. I'm sitting at home that night after a hard night at the restaurant watching, if you believe it, the Three Stooges. When I get a call from the girl that is working down at the pizzeria, there are two of them, and they seem scared. So I get in my car and I drive down there to see if I can make things right for some customers who aren't happy with a calzone. I listen to the guys who ordered two calzones without cheese. I think, how the hell do you make a calzone without cheese? Then I see these two guys are Latinos, and they are very serious. They look very suspicious. Sorry. So I try to be square. So I try to square the beef with either make them the way they want them at no charge. I'll even give them their money back and both of the calzones for free even. But they start to yell at me and threaten to break up my place, just like the cowboys for the mob used to do in Bensonhurst. I looked them over and asked them if they're with anybody, because I am. Then they look at each other, kind of like queer, kind of queer-like, and then I know that they don't. And then I know that they don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Then they call me a dirty guinea and they call me a dirty guinea, and I don't have any business being here. And they'll tell me, and then they tell me that they're going to break up my place, and it will cost me $500 a week to have protection. And then they say that they're going to have their way with the girls in my restaurant. One of them, whom is my cousin. Well, then I go crazy, and I don't know what to do with these crazy bastard cowboys who are unconnected wannabes. I got all kinds of thoughts racing through my mind, and I don't. Sorry, I'm turning the page. Don't know what to do. Then I calm down and I look around. I look down the shelf under the food service counter, and I see a pizza cutter on the table. I pick it up. I tell them to get their asses out of here and don't ever come back with any of this bullshit. Then one of them gives me some lip, and I can't take it anymore, especially after what I went through with all the hits I did in New York and Bensonhurst and other places, including Palmetto and South Florida. So I grabbed my pizza cutter, which I am allowed to have as a business tool during my probation. I jump over the counter. I jump over the counter. This is all on video, all over the internet, which comes from my own surveillance cameras to protect my kids who work with me. I grab the first son of a bitch I come to, and he pulls a gun out, which I take away from him, and I beat the hell out of him with it. Then the other guy jumps in, and I beat the hell out of him too. Then the cops come, and they arrest me, and take the testimony of these two wanted guys who have warrants out, who have warrants on them as gospel, and I'm in jail again. Then they look up at the surveillance tape and they see and interpret things different from what actually happened, and I know this because I was there. In my history books, that is what is known as the Night of the Calzone. Everything was very stupid and wasn't my fault. And now I have to go before a judge in Flagler County, Florida, and answer the charges against me by the cops and these two guys on that very night who on that very night were arrested on outstanding warrants. It is unbelievable to me that the cops take the word of two felons over mine, and I have a past history in witness protection as white snow. How can you figure it? I don't know. Now I have to defend myself all over again for a petty anti-crappy little thing Now I have to defend myself all over again for a anti-crappy little thing, except that it could put me back in the slammer for life. That's a weird sentence. And Don Sparrow isn't here to help me this time. I have to get an attorney, and I have to pay for it myself this time. I give the guy 10 grand as a retainer, and he files some papers with the court, and then wants another 10 grand to continue defending me on this trumped up charge. The gun belonged to those other guys, so I tell him to go to hell if he tries to fuck with me. I'm gonna blow his fucking head off, and like I used to do before the feds locked me up. And if I don't do it, then my crew will do it. And my crew is the Bass Avenue crew in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. He can look it up on the internet. It's all over the fucking place. I am very mad at this guy by this time. So the lawyer guy looks real scared, and he pees his pants. And I know this because I could smell it like the other guys that peed their pants just before I whacked them 1,000 years ago. And I think he heard all about me from the news reports. He gives me my 10 grand back and says, "I'm sorry, Mr. Calco, here is your money back. Get another attorney, please." Then he goes to the judge and asks that he be severed from the case because of differences between him and his client. So I think I'll just play it smart, because all my money and jobs is hidden from the Cayman Island. So I think I'll just play it smart, because all my money from my jobs is hidden in the Cayman Islands, maybe. Am I eligible for a public defender? Which won't cost me any money. I get two really nice and good lawyers who do their best to defend me and fight for my rights before a judge who is prejudiced against me because of my past, which is supposed to be hidden, but it isn't, because they turn up that I am in federal witness protection. That is when the poop hits the fan again. All the news services in the whole country pick up the story, and my name and face are splashed all over the newspapers and television screens all over the world. Then the boys in Brooklyn get news, and they send guys down here in 2 black Lincoln Town cars looking for me in front of my pizzeria so that they can clip me. That is why I closed up the restaurant. They don't know that Anthony Sparrow gave me the okay. If they knew it, they wouldn't believe it anyway, because he's known as a stand-up guy, and he's known as a stand-up guy at his trial and appeal. He never ratted on anybody. He was a real un sommo respetono, man of respect. I'm gonna spell that for you. UOMORISPETATO. Bit of respect. That's it for chapter 18. I'll be back tomorrow with chapter 19, chapter 20, the afterword, and the last part of the book. Alright, thank you for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, help me grow my channel. Thank you. I'll see you guys later. Bye.